Well, one thing I would like to do, Master Controller Nick, is if we can, we'll dive into a last subject, which is basically going back to the first, because I want to dive a little deeper into our intern program in general, but certainly the wave of interns that we have here. Is that okay?
Yeah. Can you repeat that title one more time?
Well, I think Master Controller Nick. Is that what I said?
Can we get that as my official title?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
If we could, I'll
No.
do it. So about the internship, I think one of the greatest things about what we're doing right now is that we are kind of the bridge between what's happening here, what's happening in the county, and what's happening with the youth. And I think the fact that all three of us are able to be kind of that bridge, that gap that's able to bring the communication in, help make everything make more sense, I guess is the best way I can put it. You guys have everything on your plates, and then you have another plate with more stuff that needs to be put on. And so I think the fact that we're able to come in and make that, hopefully you make your guys' lives a little bit easier and kind of promote what's happening downtown, because like you said, no one else is able to do the things that we've been able to do over these last at least 5 years with all the improvements that have been made. And so, yeah.
And I would say that when an intern program was thought of, and it's no fault of the person, it's really the fault of me. I thought that running an intern program would be a really simple thing, and we would bring in a person and it would flow seamless, and she did an amazing job of trying. But the problem was I didn't really have a system, and I didn't have time really to devote to it. But we kind of struggled through the first year, and like I say, no fault of the intern. She did a really nice job for what she was given to work with. And then as we moved forward, we kind of developed a plan a little bit more in advance, and we kind of almost had goals and objectives going in. And so the interns were kind of they kind of knew going in what we were going to do, and they had a little bit of kind of freedom. They had to be kind of self-starters. But then when Brian came on board, I kind of shoved the whole program over on his lap and kind of said, Brian, really run this. And he's devoted the time and the energy and has really done a good job of organizing it and really completing goals. So it's really interesting, and I don't think people really probably appreciate the fact that Brian will hire people based on what we're working on that year. So there is a lot more thought that goes into it, I think, than most people would think.
And I think for us, we talk about, yes, in many ways you guys make our lives easier, but in many ways this 10 weeks is really some of the most hectic and stressful for me, because I'm trying to do what I would normally be doing and then hand off more stuff that I would be doing if there were more of me. And so we end up doing a ton of work in that 10-week period. And really, for me, it started, Mason would have been the first intern that I dealt with, Mason Gordon. Mason, just like you guys, have just an incredible amount of skill, passion, creativity, want to be a part, and want to learn. And so we specifically go after, I think, the best and the brightest. We go after people that match what we're going to be doing that summer. We certainly do our homework. We talk to teachers and coaches, and many times people don't know that's even happening, because I think you guys know. I called you and said, out of nowhere, I don't think you guys even had a clue, and said, you're one of the ones that I've had my eyes on, and I've talked to your teachers. Here's what I've got for this summer, and would you be interested in doing that? So that to me is the biggest thing. And then just advice to anybody that has an intern program is, we all get busy. And the worst thing you can possibly do, I think, especially to a very, very smart and talented group of kids, is to ask them to be a part of your program, and then you're sitting around wondering, like, what can I be doing? Or Mason in our stellar presentation said, while other kids are making coffee, I got to make change. And I truly believe that is a big piece of our program, that you guys are helping me right now for a grant submission. And I have the utmost belief that you're going to help us win that. I think that's a neat thing to to be a part of and have kids be involved in. But we've had the best and brightest. We've had Mason, which was a state FFA officer.
Yeah, not a bad one to start off with for sure.
No,
for your
not
first one.
And he really did help us build what the expectations we should have on our program. And then, hopefully we get a brag that Nicholas helped out through the community service class and went off to also be a state FFA officer. Now, I do have to say that after working with him the last couple of days, writing stuff, there's a little tiny piece of me hoping for failure because he's very talented at what he does. But no, we certainly would be very, very proud, to know that we were a part of that little of that mission in his world. But if he's not successful there, I can guarantee you he'll be successful in this program and what we do. So what I want to focus a little bit, Lexi, planning to go to IU.
Yes.
And it is for fashion design and business.
Yes, for apparel merchandising and business.
Okay.
So this is I'm not certain on it yet, but I didn't want to go in undecided. And it's kind of a general idea of what I want to do. I want to try to get a few classes and see what I like. But obviously, as we talked about earlier, I do have an interest in the art and design side of things. And then I am more drawn towards the business side of it. So I'm hoping we'll see kind of what I want to do from there, and we'll go from there and see what I like. And I'm really excited to go to IU. It's kind of always been the dream to go there. So.
Now, are you going to IU because Nick goes to Ball State?
No.
That's the exact reason. Don't let her tell you.
Yeah, we may have forgot to say that there
I
might
gotta get
be
as far away from him as possible.
there may be a romance in the room between those two.
That happened long before.
Yes,
they
long
came
before here, and I just made sure that they promised me that if there ever was any kind of a breakup, it's going to occur after this summer program. But
Yeah, the whole thing. Had to sign a contract and everything.
So, but so far you've been in a couple of days. What are your initial thoughts of kind of what you're seeing?
Well, like I said earlier, it's only my 4th day here, and I feel like I've been here for a month. You definitely learn a lot just right off the bat, which I'm enjoying a ton. Right now, like I said, I've been doing a lot of writing, and it is really cool to see. There's so much that I would have never even known if I wouldn't have been a part of this program, and it's just very hopeful to me to see how you guys are making an effort to lead the way in rural Indiana and how you want to keep building us up as a community. So I think that's really cool. And it's neat to see all the different projects that are coming to achieve that goal. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited that you guys know the importance of art in the community. And I hope that I can help out with that and help you guys in any way possible.
Awesome. Your biggest learning, anything so far where you're like, I did not know that. And it could be ridiculous learning. I don't care.
I don't know. Just everything, just the 79 projects that have gotten done. I didn't realize that there were so many. Literally, I feel like I've learned everything I've learned so far has been new learning. I feel like.
Awesome. And Nick, they're not going to see your pretty face here, but Nick is going to be at Ball State his sophomore year. Nick just last year, what was it? Runner-up for the Letterman scholarship.
That is correct. The David Letterman scholarship through Ball State. I was a first runner-up for that.
Do you even know who David Letterman is?
Yeah.
Age?
Going to Ball State, it's kind of a sin if you don't know who David Letterman is, but especially in the communications department. But
so tell us a little bit about what we've had you do in the first few weeks has been very much all technical stuff, but kind of share what you've been doing.
Well, my first couple of days were spent setting up the exact same what you're looking at right now, actually, from the microphones to the audio board, the whole setup really, and then obviously I've been working a lot with cameras, and I helped set up the OWL. That was a pretty innovative piece of technology. I got to say, after working with that thing for a little bit, I think it might be one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It's pretty neat.
I'm extremely impressed with it. Lexi thinks it's really cute.
I think it's adorable.
I think it kind of
so cute.
scares me a little bit, but
it looks like a little owl. It has eyes, and the crazy thing is, it is what a lot of teachers use during the pandemic, that you get up and walk around, and it's smart enough to follow you, and then if someone else talks, it dives off to them. It really is kind of a cool piece of equipment.
Absolutely. Just playing around with that for a few minutes was fantastic. But, the main thing I'm going to be kind of focusing on and zoning in on is a lot of that marketing approach that we want to take to downtown. So out there in the city, you might see me running around every once in a while. I know if you want to stop by the farmer's market, you'll see me being corny.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
And that is not a
that's
pun
my
on
new
words.
favorite thing I've learned was that we have a giant corn cob at the farmer's market. That's my favorite thing that I've learned so
I might
far.
double up on that. That might be it. My favorite thing as well. I can just imagine Brian writing the check for a 10-foot corn cob.
Yeah, as I've actually had the chance to speak at the Indiana Arts Commission and about art in downtown and how I have no artistic ability, but I am a connector for different things. And I said, and everyone in the room laughed. I said, you have not had fun until you're bidding on an 8-foot corn cob for your farmer's market.
Do we have a giant carrot as well?
It's about 4 feet. Yeah.
It's not nearly as impressive.
Yeah,
Not impressed with corny.
giant's an overstatement there, but
That's one my daughter Riley's very proud of. She repainted it and put
Oh, I didn't
kind of
know
put
that.
the
That's cool.
what would you say on the top of it?
They don't even know that we have the 3 jazz musicians.
No, we have 3 jazz musicians. You've seen the new TQ midget race car.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Which I consider that an art project as
Yeah,
well.
that's pretty cool.
yeah,
But,
definitely an art project.
So we have a camera that you're out there, and then dare I say it, but we do have a drone that will get us some footage. We do not go out and surveil the public as I think at one time communicated. We largely use it for marketing efforts, and then hopefully we don't need it for this, but it is something that can be used if there is. We have somebody that's maybe on the run, and it's got the thermal imaging where they can kind of track somebody, or it could show up to a building that can kind of find, hey, there's a hot spot, there's where you need to go do stuff. But we do intend to use some of the video that Nick shoots, the drone footage, pictures that we have, and really start to visually, through pictures and video, tell our story to outside of our community, the cool things we got going. So I am very, very excited to see Nick's work come to life here soon on that.
I'm glad somebody is.
And then lastly, we did talk about Nick Newman, this year's valedictorian. Nicholas Newman, I'm sorry. This year's valedictorian, and I don't want to overshadow. We have number 4 in the class, Lexi here, and then his number 2 in the class, Nick. So again, some of the best and brightest that join our group. Last year we had Kyle Bacon. In the past we also had, and Kyle was a Lily, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kyle was
Yeah.
a Lily.
Kyle was a
Yeah.
Lily. Barbara Hirschberger was a Lily. Chloe was her class president. Riley was really came to us for the arts when we did that. So I would put our intern program, the kids that we pick, how much work that we get done, the quality of work we get done, up against anyone. And we've actually had
no pressure, guys.
and we're off to a great start. I would say that. So for us, welcome to the team, and with a little luck, maybe we'll steal you guys for a winter or next summer or something like that too. We'll see. Now you'd have to perform and then also have to want to do that, but just know that that's a possibility.
Well, from a completely unbiased opinion, I think you guys have done a great job of picking interns this year. That's just from my view.
All right. I think at this time we'll wrap it up, but thank you. We hope that if you picked up all or pieces of this, you found it informational, entertaining, and you'll tune in to see what we got to say the next time we do this.
While others were making coffee, we were making change straight from the mouth of Mason Gordon. From Mayor Mike Pavey, Special Projects Manager Brian Sheehan, intern Lexi Yeager. This is Nick Lawler for the first episode of the Rushville Recap. Please check in, and we will be back for more. Thank you very much.